Assalamu alaikum. This is Mahnoor Shaikh going to present chapter number 10, Marketing and Selling Your Products. This assignment has been assigned by Honorable Dr. Naveed Akhtar Qureshi. So without any further delay, let's dive into the details of this chapter. What are the constituent parts? What are the sections and subsections of this chapter? First of all, we need to know what this chapter is all about. So it's a presentation of marketing mix and building a marketing plan. We'll look deeply into what is the marketing mix and what does this marketing plan means. These are the contents of this chapter. It comprises of 5 main sections, which are introduction, target market selection, purchasing the product service, marketing, which is itself depending on the 6 subsections, and at the end is the summary. The introduction of this chapter starts with showing the marketing and selling of Launches Square, who were the inventors of card reader, their complete story behind how did it start, how did the frustration begin, and how did the idea came in at the end, how successful it was. Following that, the introduction mentions that a successful companies have few things in common. Now here we should focus on what the successful company means. The successful companies are the ones which are able to launch a product and are able to grow continuously. All these companies have something in common, that is they focus on the customers. What are the needs, problems, demands of the customers? And after focusing on that area and recognizing a gap, they commit themselves to solving those problems, and they solve these problems through technology. And at the end, they uh, dedicate themselves towards satisfying and understanding the customer's need in a specific or targeted market. Once they have come up with a solution, they need to market, that is, they need to promote their product through some way. And how do they do that? That starts with understanding and selecting their target market, deeply focusing on it, discussing of or a discussion of customer purchasing or adopting a product, and at the end, the difficulty in the disruptive technologies. The second section is the target market selection, which makes entrepreneurs more efficient and effective, because once they have selected their target market, it would be very easy for them to work for that specific target market. Once they are done with the target market selection, they focus on who they need to be, who they are addressing, like who need to be addressed, how and for what purpose. This is they are selecting their customer base. There are a few traits that their customers should have. They should be able to be sufficient in size. They should be able to be reached if cost effectively, and at the end and above all, they should be satisfied. The degree of the customer satisfaction depends on the product or services performance that they are expecting. If it matches or exceeds then the expectations, the customer is obviously satisfied. Now, the satisfied customer would be making repetitive purchases. He or she would become loyal and would tell others about the good experiences. That is, he or she would be doing the word of mouth advertisement. The key to customer satisfaction is matching the performance of company and its product and services with the expectations, and make sure not to promise the things that cannot be delivered. Now, how are these customer expectations formed? Customers form their expectations of a product or service from past buying experiences, competition information, their experiences of the performance of the product or service, and the opinions of others. The third section of this chapter is purchasing the product service. That is comprised of 5 stages: the need recognition, information search, information evaluation, product decision, product for purchase decision, and post-purchase behavior. We need to see why the customers buy. They buy because they recognize the need and want to fulfill it. The stimulus for this need can be from inside and can be from outside. If it's from inside, it might be like grabbing a burger in case of starving or feeling hungry. And if it's from outside, it may be something like watching a thin, sleek, thin, beautiful cell phone in someone's hand and then wanting to buy one for own self. There are other disruptive technologies like buying an automobile, which is automatic, or going for Internet of Things products. Now, if the case is of outside a source of a stimulus, we need some extra information. That information can be gathered from 4 different sources, which are personal source, personal experience, public information, and commercial information. This information must then be evaluated. The most critical stage in this process is customer expectation. The quality and characteristics of a product and services are evaluated based on both characteristics and its utility. The goal is to obtain the best quality with the most utility and the best cost. The information evaluation of a customer likes a product or service and decides whether or not to purchase. During the buying process, a customer constantly assessing whether or not it will be satisfying for him or her, whether it will provide some value or not. So, feeling a concern and perhaps not receiving satisfaction causes cognitive dissonance, and in which a person becomes uncomfortable because of lack of product or service performance, or maybe because of new information, or maybe because of the reappraisal of expectations. So, Here is an adoption curve, which summarizes the five types of customers: the innovators, early adopters, the pragmatists, and the conservators, and the laggards and skeptics. So, first of all, the innovators are those individuals who adopt new technology or ideas simply because they are new. Innovators tend to make risk more readily and are most venturesome. Early adopters are the group of people who create opinions, and they are not like innovators in how quick they take or decisions and on new technologies and ideas, but are more concerned about their reputation as being ahead of the curve. The pragmatists, these are the people who make decisions based on utility and practical benefits, based on utility and practical benefits over coolness. So if an idea or another innovation enters this group, it tend to be widely adopted before long. Then are the conservatives. They share some traits with pragmatists, but are more cautious about committing and needing more hand-holding as they adopt. And at the end are the skeptics or laggards. This group is slow and adopt a new idea or technology, very slow. They tend to adopt only when they are forced or because everyone else has already done that. Now, in between early adopters and the pragmatists, there's a gap that is known as chasm, which need to be carefully bridged through a strategically constructed marketing plan in order to ensure success of product or service. The fourth section is all about marketing. The definition is something like the perspective of the individual and the discipline. But what is the technological marketing? We need to see that. So it's a process of making decisions that are totally interrelated, changing the business environment or activities that facilitate exchange, satisfying the target customer while achieving the objectives of the company. Now, there are a few subsections of this marketing, and these are these ones: the product mix, the price mix, the distribution mix, and the promotion mix. The main goal of this complete marketing mix is to persuade a consumer to become a customer. So first of all, here is the product mix. It relates to the decisions maybe made by the technical um, entrepreneurs regarding quality, breadth, and depth of the line, guarantee, services, and package. So a product or service can be both tangible or intangible, including activities, benefits, or satisfactions. It might be like installation, training, or repair in terms of services. There are these are the products unique selling propositions which when matched with the benefits sought help ensure the success of the technical product. The core of technical product is that it must be enhanced. This enhancement usually includes level of quality, features, brand name, and packaging. Example is just like Apple, an iPhone. It's just not a phone due to its thinness, lightness, attractiveness, color, and the packaging in which it comes. It has become a brand. So it's not a telephone only. It can also send and receive emails. You can also capture images and record videos, and much more can be done through this. So there are a few things like branding, packaging, and services, which I feel like important to mention. So the branding is creating name, design, logo, or symbol, or a combination of these that defines your company as a source of the product or service. The successful companies that run the brand into protectable trademark. So while choosing a brand name, we should avoid few things, just like it should not be registered already in the market where the product will be offered. Also, it should be avoided to select geographical words because it will limit the expansion of the brand. So what should be included in the brand name? First of all, it should have attributes like it should be easy to pronounce, it should have connotations, and it should be memorable. And in terms of trademarks, it should be arbitrary, either, or should be suggesting characteristics or nature of the product. In case of Apple as an iPhone, it's arbitrary because in reality it is a fruit, and an iPhone has nothing to do with the fruit. So an Apple as a company has an arbitrary name. After branding is the packaging. In packaging, it's equally important for both customers and industrial technical products, whereas it's just thought of as important for being a customer. So there are two kinds of wrappers or containers, or you can say packaging. The first one is a final product packaging, and another one is shipping packaging. The packaging should be able to protect the product. It should be attractive. It should adhere to legal aspects. That is, it should not violate any of the legal norms and laws. Also, it should be able to protect the lines of display. And if the product is designed for sales, the packaging should be apparent. It should be of apparent size. It should have a good attitude, like a drawing customers' attention or grabbing customer attention. It should be quality-wise very good. It should have readability, that like the name or the logo of the company should be very visible, and at the end it should be aesthetically appealing. After that, we have services. Service is also an important factor to consider in terms of a customer buying the product, knowing that the services are readily available, or that it will be delivered in time or in a prompt manner, and it would provide best experience. An example is the company which sells a computer, and after selling their services like creating a geek squad, which are people dressed in white pants and black ties and driving old cars to repair the computers in case they are out of order. So the next section is pricing, and it's most poorly done by the entrepreneurs. There are two factors, like internal factors, that affect overall pricing decisions. The first one is objectives for the product, and another one is the other elements of marketing mix. The fundamental aspects of pricing are three C's: the cost, the competition, and the customers. Cost is the floor foundation that the technology entrepreneur needs to determine while pricing something. It should cover all the cost of the producing, distributing, and selling the product or service, and can deliver at an adequate rate of return. Cost takes two forms, that is fixed and variable. Fixed cost is often referred as overhead. This is that the cost that do not vary with the production or sale of the product. The cost that is variable is like the cost that is variable is the cost of goods sold. It's the one with that lowers with the production sales or with the increased sales. Then there is competition. It defines the boundary for the price. The entrepreneur should price their products accordingly and establish the benchmark for the pricing. And it also makes possible for considering different prices. At the end, we do have customers, which are most important, and the goal is to complete the marketing mix. As discussed earlier, it persuade a consumer to become a customer. So they are exchanging the price, like they are exchanging something that is priced for something else that is the benefits or the value that they are getting. So there are two types of pricings. The first one is market skimming, and another one is market penetration. The market skimming is setting the higher prices so that the revenue can be generated, and later the prices are lowered. And in terms of market penetration, a new technology product is introduced at lower price in order to capture more quickly the market. The strategy tends to work best when there is a higher price that would cause potential buyers not to purchase the volume production of the product that will quickly and significantly lower the cost, the overhead costs that are best allocated over more units, and the product that has very short life cycle and loses its distinctiveness very quickly. Then we have placement, or we can say distribution, which is all about supply chain management. It's mainly composed of two areas, that is the channels of distribution and the physical distribution. Through placement, products are taken to the market through intermediaries, and that is the distribution channel. Now, this distribution channel provides services at a cost which increases the selling price. is a group of independent organization that making product or service available for the purchase. These independent organizations provide several functions like contact, marketing, promotion, information, and the channel members provide financing, risk taking, and they do negotiations. There are three kinds of channel members that are retailers, wholesalers, and manufacturers. Manufacturers, also known as brokers, they represent the technological company. They sell products that are on commission percentage of sale basis. They do not take the ownership of the product, but they do sell it, and they market the potential. They market it to potential customers. And the physical distribution involves storage, inventory, transportation, and warehousing that is directly related to customers and can cause serious problems if it's missing, just like out of the stock conditions or late delivery. So the figure here explains that if any of the channel is used without any channel, so it would cost exactly what it is, just like $1.2. And if any of the channel is used, just like if one channel is used that costs $1.2, it would be like $1.8. And if two channels are used, then the price would be like $1.98. And this price has been calculated using this formula. So in the fifth section, that is promotion, it involves managing and integrating 5 areas that are advertising mix, personal selling mix, publicity mix, sales promotion mix, and social media mix. Advertising is all about way for communication or product or service, like it should be through social media, TV commercials, newspapers, pamphlets, or anything. Personal selling is personal presentation of the product or service, like owning a personal blog or something. Publicity, like non-paid presentation or product or service. Sales promotion is non-securing activities promoting product or service. And then social media is the promotion in the internet age. And then we do have promotion budget, which can be seen in terms of 5 methods. The first one is arbitrary determination method, in which the costs that are in arbitrary manner, the entrepreneur gets it from the institution or the past experience to calculate the cost. It's very unsophisticated method. The second one is competitive parity method. It is got from the promotion expenditures of the competitors or other companies. The entrepreneurs refer to those expenditures, and then they set their own expenditures accordingly. The third one is objective and task method. This is the best method by far. And when using this method, we end up establishing a definitive promotion objective and then determining the amount and cost for promoting or for fulfilling all those objectives. There is a cost. And then the fourth method is percentage of sales method. This is got by applying a fixed percentage to either past or future sales figures. And then at the end, we do have affordable method, and it's by far it's the most unsatisfactory method, and it is calculated by looking at how much the company can afford, and it ignores all the effects of promotion on sales and resultantly the revenues. In the end, we do have the chapter summary. Until now, we have looked into the markets of the technological ventures. We also have discussed the aspects of customer behavior. We have also looked into the impact and purchasing and adopting the technology. We do have chasm, the gap, which was discussed, and then the 4 aspects of marketing mix, that are product, price, placement, or distribution, and then promotion. And at the end, the discussion of the promotion and marketing budget and methods. This was all. Thank you.